Hi, welcome to the most anticipated pregame show, even though it's a day early. You got your boy Magnus, and to my immediate right, you got Twisted. Follow him at Twisted Torch TV on YouTube. Talk to him, Twisted.
What's good, gang? What's good, all the people in the chat? Make sure y'all wipe y'all feet out on this Saturday morning. Joining with AFN crew. We appreciate all y'all. We know week one was tough. We are on to the next week. Tampa Bay at Tampa. Let's get out there and get a W, guys. Appreciate the fans always.
So, it's Saturday. You know what that means. We're going to start off with Twisted's take. He's going to get you ready for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We don't respect them on this show. We leave red and black on this joint. If you ain't down with that, hey, you can like, share, and subscribe, but be sure to leave the comment section as well. But we got Twisted's take. Hit them with your info, Twisted.
All right, so let's get into it. One thing we know, Frank Darby, he was the only person that wasn't a participant in practice this week. He has a calf strain, so he'll be out. He didn't play last week, so I mean, I'm not expecting anything from him anyway. They didn't, dress him up. We got to be able to attack, guys. We have to be able to attack and finish. I saw some keys from Tom Brady's interview. He basically talked about how Dean Pease has multi looks and he will confuse you at times. You have to be on your cues. So Tom Brady knows about Dean Pease. I saw Bruce Arians. He brought up how Arthur Smith has stated he's going to continue to run the ball. That's just a staple of his type of offense, and he's going to look to try to stop the run with Todd Burrows. They're gonna blitz. They're gonna use their linebackers. So we're gonna have to be prepared for that middle gap blitz by their two potent linebackers. We know they're top 10. We got to figure out how we gonna block all six people on the Buccaneers. Man, they front seven is nasty. Top 10, top 5, and in some leagues, I don't know how they're gonna use Veta. I mean, I saw he was lined up all over, but he's mostly a nose tackle or a two technique tackle. So if I see him at D end, I'm gonna be first set. We should not see him at D end whatsoever. But they be moving them all around. Let's look for that type of matchup. Offense wise, when we get out there moving forward, those first 2 drives, those first 3 drives, we have to put points on the board. We're not going to be able to go to Tampa and win games by kicking field goals. It is a division matchup. We know it is a division matchup, so the game will be close. And both times we played them last year, the offense showed up. The defense made a couple of plays. That last game, though, Tom Brady pretty much ate us for breakfast. Dante Fowler was able to get a sack. I need to see something from Fowler. I need to see something from him. He has to be able to rush the passer. He has certain potent moves. He has to just get in the groove. And once you get that first sack, the bunches start to come. So I hope him, Grady, Marlon Davidson, I need to see him. He has to be in the game plan. He has to. I saw Tampa Bay, their lineman, Smith, and pretty much the offensive coordinator stated they're going to try to run the ball this game, and they want to get that running game going. So we have to make Tampa Bay, Tom Brady, one-dimensional. We can't have him thinking he can do whatever he wants and call his girlfriend. We have to shut Tom Brady down to begin the game. I cannot go into this game afterwards and look like Pablo Escobar. I do not want to be sad. I do not want to be depressed. We got to go out there and get this W, guys. How y'all feeling in the chat? Magnus, go ahead and talk to me.
Yo, you can't be saying stuff like that and send it straight to me, bro. All right. What I'm about to do is that I'm gonna basically put a nice little red bow. Maybe I'm even gonna put a bow. I'm gonna say a eulogy for this for last week, and then we're gonna be on to Tampa Bay. I mean, because we've been getting blasted in social media. We've been getting blasted in regular media. We're 0-1, and they already put a nail in our coffin. I mean, Arthur Smith is he's getting questioned. Dean Pease is getting questioned. Dave Ragone is getting questioned. Terry Fontenot's getting questioned off of just one game. So I'm going to see if I can actually see some positives from last week that we could possibly, bring into this week. Now, What we did have is we did have over 100 yards rushing in the first half. When was the last time you heard Atlanta Falcons team actually be capable of that? Okay, we had pretty much 86 in the first quarter. I mean,
Yeah.
I was getting up out my seat and doing the first down side every time I see exactly between Mike Davis and Cordarrelle Patterson. People are sleeping on this dude running the ball. I mean, he had some jump cuts. Look at that right there, man. 49 ain't got a chance. He ain't got a chance. Somehow, some way, like I said, we had 86 yards in the first quarter. We just totally went away from the running game. And Arthur Smith said it. You know, we basically went away from it. We became predictable. So I'm going to basically take week one off of when you first get your new copy of Madden. Like, you don't really know what's going on. You might try on rookie, you might try on pro or something like that, but you don't know how to truly play with your toys yet. And I think being the fact that we didn't play anybody really in the preseason, it was more so trying to find out depth. And that's what this team lacked for the past couple of years is depth. We were trying to see exactly who was going to make the team and who wasn't going to make the team. So therefore, our starters didn't play and our defensive starters didn't play. So if you think about that and you're trying to implement a new scheme, it's going to look rusty. Now, Jalen Mayfield absolutely looked like a human turnstile last week. And it's not even just about him because Matt Hennessy, he wasn't doing any of that. Okay. Shout out to Jew Talk Sports. Subscribe to his channel on YouTube. He basically said that Jalen Mayfield was starstruck. You know, if he's starstruck with Fletcher Cox, he's going to be fapping in his pants when he sees Vita Vea or Ndamukong Suh across from him. If that agent guy basically can make you seem like you starstruck, then you got a hell of a job against you this week between him and Hennessy. That entire O-line didn't look cohesive. They didn't look like they had any chemistry or anything like that. It looked like they was pretty much keeping each other on the island and trying to block guys like one-on-one. And you just can't do that, especially being the fact of that Jalen Mayfield is struggling. So Hennessy has to be able to know, it's called awareness as a center, that you may have to start off on your block, and then you have to kick over to help your boy, especially someone that's struggling like that. It's his first game. He already had about three procedural errors. Like, you got to be able to help your guy out, So what else that we have? I said coaches are still trying to figure out what the players can do. They're still learning how to play with their toys. You mentioned a particular guy, Dante Fowler. I remember one play that he came off the edge and ran right into Lane Johnson, and that's where he stopped.
Yeah.
It was just an A move. It looked like Tack McKinley. It looked basically like Tack McKinley coming off the line. It was a bull rush, and then that was it. He just got stonewalled, stymied, and that was the end of that. You got to do better. We have to have violent hands. That's the thing. You got to have violent hands. If you're going to be a pass rusher, you must have violent hands. And lastly, we know we're going to be talking about this, and shout out to you for this particular topic. No Kyle Pitts in the red zone at all. We have a generational talent, Brian Baldinger. If you don't follow him on Twitter, try to find him on social media, some sort of social media avenues. He was breaking it down, and you have a generational talent in Kyle Pitts who has like a 40-inch plus vertical, and he's not even nowhere near the red zone area. I don't know if they're trying to preserve him from something, but we need definitely more from him. And if we're going to actually beat this Tampa Bay Buccaneers team, they're about as good as they are when it comes to blitzing linebackers, and you're going to have to keep them honest. I believe that this is going to be a Hayden Hurst and a Kyle Pitts type of game. I know that we can attack their corners, but they may try to do some sort of shell defense. So we're going to have to keep those linebackers honest, where they can't just run downhill and attack and attack Matt Ryan. Your tight ends are going to play a major role in trying to beat this team. End of discussion. And Ridley actually disappeared after the first quarter. I don't know where he was. I don't know if he was trying to scheme him open, but I never heard anything or any targets come his way, post the first quarter. So, like I said, my man don't know how to play with his toys yet, but he got a week. Okay, it's time to show and prove right now. Anything you like to add, Twisted?
Yeah, Arthur, he kind of once that first drive had pretty much stalled in the red zone, he only went to Calvin 2 more times in that game. And I was kind of puzzled by that because at the end of the day, if they're gonna be blitzing, where's our screens at? Where's our quick passing game at?
Thank you.
You know, like that kind of made me frustrated because Hayden Hurst, Kyle Pitts, Russell Gage, they can eat versus those linebackers in the middle of the field, and we didn't attack that enough. It was kind of like he was like, man, I'm finna just go out and show I can run the ball, which you did, which is okay. But were you running the ball because they wanted you to pass? Or were they letting you run the ball? Like all that comes into play with me. And you have to be able to switch it up. Tampa's not gonna just be able to, you're not gonna be able to just run the ball like you did versus Philadelphia. Tampa's front seven, as far as stopping the run, is good. They're great. Their issue is the secondary. So you might have to start out getting that pass going early just to be able to set up the run down the line. I don't want to.
Can I say something real quick? Can I say
Go ahead,
something
go
real
ahead.
quick? We overanalyzing it way too much. We overanalyzing that game way too much. The reason why I'm saying that, we forgetting one principle for Arthur Smith. What is he naturally? Him being a
offensive
player of the
lineman.
game. All right. So if he's an offensive lineman, what is he thinking first?
Run, yeah.
Protecting the quarterback. That's the first thing that he's doing. Protecting his quarterback and protecting his offensive lineman. So when he's in that mindset, this is why offensive linemen love to play with Arthur Smith. That's why running backs love to play with him, because he's in protection mode first. So he's going to abandon the pass in order to, one, protect the offensive lineman. That's the first thing he's thinking, is protect the offensive lineman. The way that you protect the offensive linemen, not always screens, because even on screens, offensive linemen are not going to actually get your hands on. So you got to gain confidence, and the quickest way to gain confidence with offensive linemen is to what? Run the damn ball. So that's what he's thinking. All right. 2, he got to protect that rookie, bro. He got to protect that rookie.
Yeah.
Jalen Mayfield. He's not thinking about nobody else but him, development of offensive lineman. So this is why you got him going in and out, because he's thinking protection first. And that's for the first time. We haven't had that in quite some time outside of Kyle Shanahan. Kyle Shanahan does the exact same thing. He focuses on protecting his offensive lineman first. So like this is why I say we got to get out of that way of thinking, because this is a whole new regime. This is not the same Falcon where we're going to come out throwing the ball 50, 60 times. Hell, we probably not even, he didn't even throw the ball 40 times. So this is a completely different mindset. And like as fans and fans of the game and Falcons fans, first and foremost, we're not a passing team anymore. We got to get that. We got to get that in our head. We're no longer a passing team. He's going to protect his offensive lineman first. And by protecting the offensive lineman, he's going to protect the quarterback. So that's the reason why we didn't see screens. That's the reason why we didn't see Calvin Ridley and Kyle Pitts getting as many passes as we thought they should. It's all about protecting the offensive lineman. And it's going to take time for him to kind of get in the rhythm as a play caller, because that's what he's thinking.
Yeah, but when you're down 9 points, you got to try a little bit. Like, I don't feel like he tried enough in that second half.
You still talking about? See, you still thinking about? You got to try being aggressive when the offensive lineman is already struggling. You're putting him in even more danger, because like again, we're talking about pass protection. Pass protection for the offensive lineman when he's already struggling. He don't want to be in there. You saw him on the sideline with his head down. He didn't want to be. He didn't want no parts of pass protection. He didn't want no parts of it. So
we just gonna have him run the whole game. You don't think they gotta set up no type of pass whatsoever? Because then once they put 8 in the box, then what we gonna do?
That's why you got a defense. You got a defense. This is what we talking about, having a defense. I talked about this last night. Tom Brady don't have to worry about not having the defense that's going to help him, get in the rhythm. Defenses help the offensive quarterback and the mentality. This is why we're talking about Matt Ryan, and the difference between Matt Ryan and Tom Brady is Tom Brady know if he doesn't play well in the first couple of possessions of a game, he know he got his defense. They gonna get him a stop, so he got time to sit back and all right, I can check the ball down here. I can throw the ball out of bounds. Matt Ryan doesn't have that. He's got to be in aggressive mode all the time, even in play call. He got to be in aggressive mode all the time because he know if he don't score points, his defense is not going. They're not going to get a turnover, they're not going to get a sack, and they're not going to get a 3 and out. So it's a different type of mentality.
Okay, so do you see the defense making better adjustments moving forward as far as going into week 2? Because I saw them take strides moving forward. Yeah. But as the game got tighter, the plays just went away as far as the defense. They weren't connecting as far as gelling together with getting those stops and containing the QB. I understand Tom Brady's a mobile QB. Well, not a mobile QB, so it'll be easier to get to him, but they're not even doing 6-step drops like that. They're doing 3 steps and it's out of there.
Honestly, again, I tell people all the time, got to be patient. I can't sit here and tell you that they're going to be better because honestly, we don't know. We can sit here and assume all we want to, but it's a process. And that's why I say, as fans of the game, we got to understand that this is a new scheme. You heard what Dean P said in the press conference. He said this is a new scheme. A lot of people have not even played in this game. They've never even played, they've never even blitzed as much as he's going to blitz. They never played zone and man in several games because, Philadelphia is a zone team. They're going to play zone. They very seldom play any man. So you're going to get with Philadelphia. But what Dean Pease, he mixes his coverages. And that's what you got to do with Tom Brady. But, against a team like Philadelphia, you know what they're going to be in? This is why it took them time to kind of even feel out for what Philly was doing. This is a new scheme. That was a new scheme for Philadelphia. That wasn't the same coach. They got a whole new coaching staff. So it's going to take time, all right? Patience. But a lot of people ain't got patience.
I mean, I ain't going to lie, though. I like what I've seen from the defense even late into the game where, you were saying, I remember we was texting each other, and you was like, "Where's the pride?" I remember Mike was saying that, "Where's your damn pride?" And that defense showed some sort of pride, even being the fact that they were down. They were giving timely stops. I mean, it wasn't pretty, but they were getting some sort of stops late into the game, and then just Philly just did what they did. I think they gassed us at a certain point because the offense wasn't really doing anything. But the fact that Arthur Smith, even when the game was out of hand, he was still running the ball, is also sending a message to your team as well. Is that, look, this is our identity, this is what we're going to do. He didn't want to be predictable because I know that's what, I understand where the twist is coming from, where it's when the game starts, getting down 1 or 2 scores, it's you want to try to you got to get something back. All these procedural errors was taking us out of scoring opportunities and whatnot. But also see from Mad Mike where it's look, you have to be patient. Arthur Smith is being patient right now, with this team. And I guess what he was trying to do when he sent Mayfield out there is, look, I'm just going to do what you're good at right now. We're going to try to clean this. We're going to try to clean this mess up in for the next coming week. Game is out of hand. Josh Rosen's in there. We're just going to have to just run the ball and just this is what our identity is going to be. But yo, Rich, can you hear us? Are you good now?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can y'all hear me? Good?
Yeah, you good. You got anything to say about this one?
All right, dope. What y'all talking about specifically? Just recap?
We was recapping last week before we get into the subjects about Tampa Bay.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because we didn't really touch on it. Far as what I would say is that based off of with Hurts scrambling and stuff like that, we knew going into the game that was something that he wanted to do. And like Dean P said it, in his interview, it seemed like we didn't look like we had a guy on him to contain, or if we had sent a blitz to one side, we knew he was going to escape the other side. And that was one thing that I said last week going to the game, where it's like when you set those design blitzes, the place where he wanted to escape at, you could set a trap there, or somebody has to do their job to not let him loose. But unfortunately, he had plays like that. And Eagles, give credit to the Eagles. You know, they beat us. They completely outcoached Arthur Smith and their staff. So credit to them. But, you know, now moving forward, we're on the Tampa divisional game, where this is serious right here. And we got to be ready to go.
Yeah, man. I mean, that's a good take on it, but again, that was last week. That was our eulogy. Put that thing in the casket and bury it. We're done with it. Okay. Next topic is what do the Falcons need to do to fix the red zone mistakes? Twisted, you look like you got a lot to say. You got a lot on your mind right now, man. Come on, let's talk about these red zone mistakes, bro.
He want us to pass the ball every time, man. He want to see Kyle.
No, it ain't that. It ain't that. Trust me, it ain't. I love it. I stated Mike Davis and Cordell Patterson was going to be key for this season. I think they are great additions, but it's certain things that has to be checked on. Like, I mean, if we're in the red zone, bro, I'm sorry, I'm not running the ball 2-3 straight times, because they're just it's a zone. It's 8 people up front, and then they're just covering grass. It's not that much grass to cover. And if you don't have Hayden Hurst and Kyle Pitts in the game to maybe change how the defense may do it, you're just pretty much, in a sense, folding yourself. You're messing up. And then in the red zone, we can't have penalties. We can't have missed blocked assignments. Mayfield, I don't know where you were going in the red zone one play to where y'all had Mike Davis. It was a passing play. They had Mike Davis step up to guard Fletcher Cox, which I know for a fact he was not supposed to be guarding Fletcher Cox. Jalen Mayfield went to the right side and didn't block anybody. So that, in a sense, that was just a throwaway. We cannot have miscues to start a drive in the red zone. That is terrible. If you're on the 5-yard line and up, you have to be able to put that ball in the end zone. And if you got Hayden Hurst, you got Kyle Pitts, you got Russell Gage, those people have to be able to take on those mismatches. And I know Arthur Smith has practiced this with the team. I know they know certain players they're going to draw up. I think he was just trying certain things to see what will work and what won't work in that first game. But week 2, you got to go to the players. You got to make sure the players are in position to build and score touchdowns.
Mike, you got something?
Yeah. Like, honestly, I know a lot of people like worried about the players, but I'm just not worried about the players at all. I've said this time and time again. It's all about the chemistry up front. Don't matter if you have Kyle Pitts, Calvin Ridley. If those offensive linemen are not cohesive as a unit, it does not matter. We're not going to get anything done. So you can I know we got a lot of shiny toys. I know we got a quarterback, like Matt Ryan, who can do some things, but none of that crap matters if the offensive linemen are not a cohesive unit first and foremost. You're not getting it done. All right. So that's what he's trying to establish. And that's why I'm going to hammer this shit home until everybody understands it. We're not going to see anything good if those offensive linemen are not a cohesive unit. We did not have a cohesive unit up front first and foremost. It was too many flags for everybody. Way too many missing assignments. There were way too many offensive linemen assuming this guy's going to get here and he's going to get this person. And it just wasn't, Mayfield. It was Lindstrom. It was Hennessy. The inside of the offensive line, they were assuming because they haven't played together like that long. It's all about the chemistry up front. So I don't give a damn who catches the ball. I don't give a fuck if Keith Smith catches the ball 40, 50 times. We need to make sure that offensive lineman is a cohesive unit first and foremost.
All right. So before I make my take, and then we'll finish up with Richard. So I got to give a roll call because I got to appreciate 68 people rising up, and rising out there to bed and decided to turn us on instead of turning on the news and media and whatnot. So we appreciate Joseph Mestas, Atlanta Nation, ATM 534, The Nation, Bubba Gump, Devon's always in here, Marwan Johnson, always a consistent dude, Jamal Grant, what's up, brother? Isaac Crimes, Rose Stackson, Daniel M, Keith Spencer, Humble Brando, Dre Jungles, I saw you. Tramal Kellogg, I see you trolling too. Blizz818, Daniel Montfort, Wallace Smith. What's good, y'all? Christian Kroon, Clay Melton, Kobe Cocaine. I liked your take earlier, man. I totally agree with you. Blue Green Lee, and I think that's about Down South Georgia boy. I forgot about you. ATL Leo, Dre, True Statement. Appreciate y'all rising up. Jay, yo, subscribe to J Rock TV, man. This dude's a hard worker out here, man. All right, subscribe to him. He's up in the comments too. Say what's up.
What's good, J Rock?
Before I even go any further, I gotta address this real quick. I try to be nice today. Before I even go into my pick, I heard Panay Sewell was one of the lowest rated offensive linemen coming out of the preseason, and that's what I'm going to say about that. Now, moving on to what we gotta say, he was actually worse than Jalen Mayfield. You know what I'm saying? Generational talent. All right. So anyway, like I said, I'm trying to be nice today. I'm really trying to be nice, but people trying to get curved today. But but honestly, what you can see is like the age-old saying is, you're only as strong as your weakest link. And there's no case like that than the offensive line. And when one person is weak, you can see that affects the entire line. You know, like guys have to kind of overcompensate, and you really can't concentrate on your assignment that's in front of you because you're worried about trying to protect your boy behind you. You know what I'm saying? So you got to look out for your brother. So therefore, what you've seen a lot of, it just looked like a bunch of individuals that was just blocking. You know, it wasn't guys that was coming over to help or anything like that. I mean, there was people jumping. I mean, we had 6 penalties, I think, like between like the first and second quarter alone. And it wasn't even just a defense. It was like we put our defense, in a hole plenty of times. So Mike is absolutely right. It's like if that line ain't right, then we ain't gonna be right. I mean, and I said the most positive thing that I saw is that we had 100 yards rushing, by the first half. And I thought that we was gonna be in for a big day. And things just happen, and you got to kind of go against your game plan. I actually see us revisiting that game plan against Tampa Bay. Like, honestly, we run like a zone scheme, and honestly, what I would do, I'm not running towards JPP. He's kind of stout against the run. I'm running right at Shaq Barrett. Yeah. All day. Like, he's going to get this work all day. I'm going to have Keith Smith in there. I'm going to have Lee Smith, and I'm just going to like bludgeon him all day. Let's see if you can rush past it, because most of his plays are coming from the backside. Like, they gonna hide him. Exactly. Like he'll sit there and like rush the back, get the running back from the backside, or he'll get like a strip or something like that from the backside. But if you run right at somebody that's like a pure pass rusher, you'll wear him out. And I think that's what we should do. Don't run directly at these guys. You got to have them run, stretch them out. Vita Bay ain't gonna be able to run all game long. They had 2 weeks off before the season started, just like everybody else. Then they played their game. Dallas almost beat them. And then they got another 2 weeks off. So we have to play on the fact that they might be a little rusty because they look rusty against the Dallas Cowboys. And I don't think the Dallas Cowboys are better than us. I don't think they showed them anything that we can't do, except that I believe that we're better at the tight end position. And they didn't have Zach Martin at right guard. So if we could take those type of aspects and clean up some stuff, and honestly, Jalen Mayfield's on a short leash. Chris Gomez right behind him, and we sign like 2 guys to our practice squad. And as soon as we get them along, like he's gonna get replaced. So he knows that he's on a short leash. Arthur Smith is not going for that mess the entire game. This game, he cannot, and he will not. What you got, Rich?
Yeah. So I add on to what you guys were saying. 2 things I really got to say. But first off, with the offensive line and Jalen Mayfield, and building that cohesiveness, which is very important on the O-line to what Mike was saying and you were saying as well. I know that was one thing Jake Matthews always harped on, is getting those reps and building that chemistry to know what guys are doing what. Now, for Jalen Mayfield now, he's getting his second opportunity now. We've seen on the depth chart. You still got to give that player that chance to redeem themselves, to build their confidence, to see how they respond, to see how he responds once they corrected his mistakes and how he played from Philly. So now this is a time for Mayfield to get that jump, to see if he corrected those mistakes and to see if he learned from it at the end of the day. Now, if he doesn't, and let's say he continues some of those same mistakes, then most likely we're going to see somebody else in there, or somebody else will get their opportunity, because at the end of the day, the time is ticking, and the quicker you figure it out, the better things will be. Now, to answer the question on what I feel like the Falcons should do in the red zone is open up the playbook more. And this is one thing I'm expecting throughout the whole game, is to have the Bucs on their heels, where I know Arthur Smith can be very creative. I know that's one thing why we brought him in here. Besides, he had a high-scoring red zone percentage in Tennessee, but I want to see the creativeness with the play. Like, I want to see him open the playbook, getting guys open, scheming them open. I felt like at times when we got into the red zone and he knew we had to score, obviously, I think Arthur Smith might have panicked a little bit, because I know he said there's certain plays he wished he would have took back. And he missed Russell Gage. Russell Gage didn't get no catches last week, so who knows? We've seen something up for Russell Gage, and they might not be expecting it, but that's all I'm trying to see is creativeness.
Yeah, yo, Twisty, you want to finish it up?
Well, we got to look at this offensive line is pretty good at run blocking. I think Arthur Smith noticed that, and he has still some wrinkles to go as far as improving in pass blocking with a couple of the offensive linemen. Jake Matthews, Chris Lindstrom, those are pass blockers. Caleb, Mayfield, Matt Hennessy, they can be good run blockers. Matt Hennessy has a chance to be a good pass blocker. But when you're a center, you know what I'm saying, you're hiking the ball, so you don't really have a chance to get your hands up when they have a nose tackle right in front of the ball. So it has to be better as far as double teams. I think Eagles did a good job of creating man-on-man situations on that front line to where they got Jalen Mayfield one-on-one a couple of times. Tampa can do the same thing, but Tampa's scheme is a little bit different. The difference with Tampa is they blitz more. Todd Bowles doesn't care. He's going to blitz regardless, whether they're eating on it or not. It was plays where Cowboys literally were taking advantage of him blitzing, and he just went out there and did cover zero and blitzed again because he knows the secondary is weak. One thing I did notice, though, their two safeties are back. Their corner isn't back, but their two safeties are back. So the secondary might be a little bit better than they was in week one. But that matchup is still what we have to attack throughout the game. Not saying we have to throw it 40 times, 25 times. You just have to create plays to where you're making big chunks of yards when you do decide to pass the ball.
Yeah, we got somebody. Tony Wright actually had a question. He's talking about that offensive line, which kind of ties into everything that we're talking about. Says a question for the entire panel. Since 2017, that left guard position has been the weak link for this O-line. So why haven't we spent at least a second-round draft pick on drafting a left guard in 18, 19, or 20? And somebody answered it. Marquise Teixeira. There it is.
Come on, bro.
Hey, man.
Yeah, he's one of his guys.
I'm sorry, but look, I don't believe in drafting linemen with the first three picks. Like, unless those guys are special, I'm just not doing it. Because honestly, I think you can get, what we've seen. Like Angela Vitre, we like trade him for like a 5th round pick or something like that. So like I don't believe in drafting those linemen. He gotta be not Panay Will, all right. Not talking about he can't be it gotta be special for me to draft for the first 2 rounds. Because I think you can get some skilled players, outside linebackers, some corners, some safeties that's gonna add something to the defense. Like you can build offensive linemen. We see Kyle Shanahan. Like Kyle Shanahan, where everybody make a joke about 28-3 him blowing the leads, but like that dude know how to make some trash ass offensive linemen to make them look like Pro Bowlers. So I don't believe it. I had the same philosophy with our running backs with the offensive line. I'm not doing it. We wasted 2 minutes. How many times we don't? Do I gotta bring up this name again? Peter motherfucking Cons. Do I got to keep telling you? He was a second round pick. We don't need that. So
Terrible.
look, as long as you got a good scheme and you stick to that scheme, which I keep saying, we got to, as fans, we cannot get back to that same way of thinking. We got to change our way of thinking first and foremost, because it's not the same Falcons. He's going to have balance. That's what he's focused on most. He's not going to pass the ball when everybody else feels as though we need to pass. He was doing everything completely different. And that right there is already, a good sign for me. So hell no. I don't. That's the reason why I just don't believe in drafting an offensive lineman that high anymore, unless you need it.
Yeah. I think what was Falcons West just said, because O-linemen take time to develop, 99% are not like Quentin Nelson and able to come in and make an impact. Yeah, those guys don't, this rarely you run into guys like that. You know what I'm saying? But I think we're not having this conversation if Garnall doesn't get injured. I think that would have basically solidified our left guard position. I think we would have been all right. But unfortunately things happen and we're in the next man up, industry. That's what it is, Give this guy another chance. Honestly, we don't even have a choice. Mayfield's going to get another shot. He's going to be out there. He's going to be on a short leash. This entire offensive line is going to get another shot. Which runs into the next topic. Is the Falcons offense becoming a run-first offense, running team first? What you think, Rich? Oh, man. Stream ain't going to let Rich be great. All right. Yo, Twisted, go ahead, bro.
Yeah, I think based on what Arthur Smith's plan is, I think we are a running team now. He wants to prove that we can continue to run the ball, knowing that we still have to fix things on the defense and offensive line. So he's pretty much, in a sense, protecting the offense and the defense, because when you run the ball, you slow down the clock. And when each time we had those long drives, when we went back on defense, what we do? Make a stop. So when the defense is able to rest and relax and be able to go over schemes with Dean and figure out what we did wrong, of course it's gonna be a better team in a sense. The running game was great to me. I noticed that our average per yard, like yards per average, went up. When's the last time we had over 4 yards of carry in a game? That's what, Tevin Coleman, Devontae Freeman, that's 4 years ago. So that's key for me. I think his next wrinkle will be that play action and sprinkle in those quick passes. But it's a running game, bro. It's the running game moving forward. It's going to be the running game. So we got 3 running backs. We're going to use them until we can't use them no more.
Yeah. You got Mike Davis. You got Cordarrelle Patterson. And I think this week they're going to introduce you to somebody named Wayne Gallman. I remember last week people were sitting there saying, like, whoa, let Wayne Gallman run the rock. Well, he's going to run the rock this week. What we're going to get is, like, we're trying to get the defense to over pursue and then cut back. It seemed like that worked a lot against the Philadelphia Eagles, and against an aggressive defense like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I believe truly that's going to work. It's like, you try to, the thing about a stretch play is you're supposed to, like, test that edge and then you can cut back. So what's going to happen is, like, you're going to see a lot of that from Cordarrelle Patterson. He averaged 7.7 yards? Was it last week? Every time
he was in the game, he made a good play. Matt. Yo. Matt. Yeah, every time he was in the game, I can't. I see him blinking, but I don't hear what he's saying. Yeah. Well, how you feel, Rich? You believe we coming to run the game?
Yeah, absolutely, bro. That's our identity coming in, was running the ball first, and we know that when we run the ball, you're able to open up everything else within the offense, as far as passing game, play action, which is a very key important part of Matt Ryan's game, which is something that he likes to do. And that was the first play of the game we did with Calvin Ridley, was play action. That's how we came out. When we talk about the stretch play, what you're going to be doing, it ain't going to be easy. I'll tell you that going into this game, just being with the linebackers and front seven that the Bucs have, we're still going to run the ball regardless, but it's going to be a big challenge for us. Like I mentioned plenty of times before, as a linebacker going and playing against the stretch play, you can make the play, but now if you try to shoot a gap, which is Devin White, he's going to try to do that a lot of times. He's going to try to shoot them gaps inside interior with Hennessy and Mayfield and Lindstrom. You got to seal him off real good, because if you don't seal him off and he get them free holes, it's going to be a problem. I just say that. They got some dogs in that front seven. Exactly. But that don't mean we're going back down. I don't mean we can't run at it, though. So
definitely.
We'll see how that plays out for sure. But to answer the question here, we're definitely run first.
I don't know what happened to me. My camera went out or something.
Nah, the camera didn't get out. You were talking, we just couldn't hear you.
Lord have mercy. All right, so all right. I'm just going to say this one thing, and then I'm gonna turn it over to Mike to finish it off. This whole thing about running, and then we shouldn't be first of all, we shouldn't be intimidated by this team. Number one. Number two, it's about imposing your own will. Let those hogs freaking basically run the football. And the best way to do this is like they're gonna have to get to the second level. That's what's real key. That's gonna be for tomorrow. It's like they're gonna have to get past Vita Vea and Ndamukong Suh, and they know how to do their job very well as to like occupy blocks, so that Levante David and Devin White can just roam free. But you have to be able to get to the second level. You have to be able to put a hat on them and start wearing them out. I mean, I understand Devin White is a big man. That dude is 250 pounds that comes downhill with bad intentions, okay? Jalen Mayfield is going to get his bell rung a couple of times. But what he needs to do is put his hat on him and start building that confidence that he lacked from last week, and let this offensive line build that cohesion by being nasty and do what they are basically paid to do. Yes, they do offensive linemen are supposed to be pass blockers, but there's nothing better than offensive linemen that loves to run the football. Jake Matthews was basically beaming in the offseason that we're actually going to run the football. They want to run the football. It's plain and simple. There's no other ifs, ands, X's, O's about it. It's one man trying to move another man against his own will. That's what it's all about. It's about scoring points, yes, but that's what it's about. In the trenches, moving one man against his own will. Impose your own will. What you got, Mike?
Man, I don't forgot what we talking about, man.
Like, are we a run first team now?
Yeah, that's pretty much what I've been preaching this entire the last couple of days. Like, this is a new culture. They went back to the Dirty Birds for a reason. This is what I've been saying for quite some time. This is no longer the air raid Birds. This is not the run and shoot Falcons. This is the Dirty Birds. We're gonna run the ball. We're gonna play quality. We're gonna try to play quality defense. All right, and that's why I say, until we establish that we are, teams understand that we're gonna run the ball, they're gonna start playing us a lot differently. But we gotta make sure that they know that you're gonna get a heavy dose of Mike Davis, you're gonna get a heavy dose of Cordero Patterson, and you're gonna get a heavy dose of Keith Smith. Like, I saw Keith Smith. This is the first time I know K-Style smiling like in his sleep right now, because we're using the fullback the right way now. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're using him in the running game, we're using him in the passing game with the flats. Like, we're actually using our backs the proper way. So until people finally understand that this is a run first team, the passing is going to come. This is Matt Ryan. That's Calvin Ridley, Kyle Pitts. They're going to eat. All right, they're going to have games where those guys going to have at least 10 targets apiece. So I'm not worried about that. I'm worried about establishing that running culture first. We gotta get that in teams' head that we're not going to, abandon the run, and that's what it is.
Yeah, I mean, J Rock hit it right on the head. Where is it? He said, I think the key for us to win, who can control the clock. The way you control the clock, run the ball, and play defense. Like I don't want us to get into like a shooting, like a shootout, with Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I don't think that's going to benefit us in the slightest. It's good for ratings. It's bad for wins and losses when it comes to going against Tom Brady. Somehow he always has the ball, when there's less than 2 minutes left, and you already know how that goes. Run the damn ball. It seemed for the first time in a long time, I'm actually more critical of the offense, than the defense. I think our defense is going to be okay if we just follow that simple mantra. I think we're going to be all right. Like don't expect a lot. Dean Pease already said it that you can't confuse them. You're going to have to use a lot of multiple sets. You can't misstep. It's like you're going to have to play absolute disciplined football in order to beat this team. Yes, they have a lot of weapons, and we're getting ready to talk about that in the next subject. But at this point, it's like you're going to have to make this game ugly. Play it the way Tennessee played the Kansas City Chiefs in the first 3 quarters of the AFC Championship a few years ago. You're going to have to make this game ugly. You do not want to get in a shootout with this team. You don't. It doesn't benefit us in the slightest.
I don't think it's going to be a shootout.
I think it's going to be ugly, honestly.
Yeah, I think Dean already has some plays he's going to scramble for Tom Brady. And Tom Brady's not a mobile QB. Jalen Hurts was sacked a couple more times than he did get. He ran out of those plays. We had 3 sacks we could have had on Jalen in that game. Yeah. Tom Brady's not moving. If he feels it's close, I'm just going to take this L. I'm going to sit it down on this play. With Grady coming, Grady knows how that offensive line works, so he's going to make some plays versus Tom. And I had talked to Evan, another Buccaneers fan who does content creating, and I asked him a question. I said, who do you know, like what player has sacked Tom Brady the most in the game? He said, I don't know. I said, well, I'll give you a hint. It was the Super Bowl. Grady Jarrett. Grady Jarrett could have had 4 or 5 sacks in that Super Bowl. So Brady knows how to disrupt a game plan. And if they're going to double team Grady, we have to get off those blocks with Marlon and with Kaminsky on the edge, Means, Jacob. We have to get off that edge and make plays.
Can I see I want to see, we got 87 people. I want 87 likes, shares, and new subscribers. If you're actually new to the channel or if this is the first time that you tuning in, like, share, and subscribe. Tell me where you're from. Tell me what you represent. It doesn't matter if you're an Atlanta Falcons fan or a Tampa Bay Buccaneers fan. If you want to troll, you can troll. We got a special segment for you coming up. What I like to say, though, is that you mentioned a lot of people that's basically pass rushers, but I want a hashtag free AO. Okay, free Oakland DJ. God damn it, if they put that boy on the field,
free him.
My
son is locked up.
Free AO, man.
Give him some rest.
You got to be able to free this man, but put him, Grady, Marlon Davidson, Dante. If Dante Fowler has more than one move, put him out there. Tusi Manning had a decent game. If you want to rush the passer, put your guys out there. I understand, you know what I'm saying? You're still learning how to work with your toys, but God damn it, free AO. When he went out there, he played decent, you know what I'm saying? So please. All right. Now.
I think that's because, Steven Means is better at setting the edge on the run. And so when AO is in, they might just run at him to see if he can stop the run. So he has to prove that he can stop the run too. Be able to get more plays moving forward in the beginning of the game.
Oh my word, God dang.
Yeah, I don't like Steven that much either, but he knows how to stop the run. So does Dante. They know how to stop that run, set that edge. So that's why they play so many snaps.
They were killing me with the RPO though. I know they was coming a little bit too far upfield. That's why I was kind of getting a little pissed off at Steven Means because he was celebrating.
Oh my God!
My
ain't
man was
real
celebrating
football, man.
for fall starts and everything like that. And I don't even remember if he even had one tackle. All I know is like he was going too far upfield. I mean, for God's sake, the guy was going against a former rugby player. He shouldn't even be able to touch you, man. He shouldn't be able to touch you. It should have been like guaranteed. It should have been an Adrian Claiborne type of thing. I'm not asking for
It's a
6
fake
sacks, but I was asking
football.
for something. But you celebrating for fall starts and everything like you had something to do with it.
Are
You
you
know
talking
what
about
I'm saying?
Steven?
Steven Means. I'm talking about Steven Means, man. 55. God.
He
All right.
he don't got on the team. That's all it is. But he gives maximum effort though. I ain't gonna
He gives
say
you
that,
effort, but God
he gives
damn,
you effort. But the plays, we're not seeing him making them plays. He ain't being called like that.
I mean,
get it.
I think he was just playing way too aggressive on that RPO, man. The last thing that you want is to have tape on you regarding stuff like that when you play too damn aggressive, because that's gonna, even if you don't have a quarterback that can run out, they can run or be mobile, they can still run draws on you. So you don't want to have tape on you that's like your thing. Like this guy is like over aggressive when it comes to stopping the run. But
Oh, come on, John Davis. Jesus Christ,
what
bro.
happened? What happened? What do you say? We
He's
are
basically
rebuilding, guys. We're not contending for the playoffs at all. That's the part that they tried to hide from everybody. But if you look at the offseason moves, you should have known that we was rebuilding.
how you
I
know
could
that
have
after
sworn.
one game. Jesus
I
Christ.
I I, I could have sworn that being broke is a joke has something to do with it, but I could be stupid. I mean, I could be a complete moron. I could be dumb. I could have sworn it had something to do with it. I mean, number, them double ones may have something to do with that too. I mean, he had like a straight up biatch in the off season too. So like, I'm positive that has something to do with it. Good gracious, people!
I mean,
Like,
Yeah, it's a lot of factors that play into that. Honestly.
but just to say after one
We
game
have to wait and see. Yeah.
Yeah, like I obviously don't know the next 3 opponents either.
let me explain something. Let me explain something. All right, I just explained this last night. All right, I'm gonna tell y'all again. All right, rebuilds cost money. Rebuilding isn't free. Rebuilding is strategic. You can't just say, all right, I'm ready to get rid of everybody. Guess what? You do that, contracts are guaranteed. Just because you want to get rid of everybody doesn't mean you're going to be able to, not have to deal with their contract. Unless everybody that you get rid of, another team come back and do what they did for Julio and said, all right, we're going to take the whole contract and we're going to deal with it. Man, teams ain't gonna do that nonsense. All right, like Tennessee's probably regretting the hell out of that damn, that deal with Julio Jones right now. Like he ain't getting nothing, he getting called out by the coach, so they probably regretting that right now. So at the end of the day, all right, rebuilds are not free. Retooling is the new, like that's what we should be looking at. Retooling is completely different from rebuilding. Rebuilding is building, like you gotta have the contracts. Like even in the NBA, got these guys with these 1-year deals. You sign a bunch of guys with 1-year deals because you ultimately got to find the right core of guys, and then you start building around them. Like that's what the NBA model is. What the Falcons are taking right now. Get a bunch of guys with 1-year deals, so we can kind of try to restructure these deals and get out of some of the bad deals that we already had, so we can start adding more pieces to it. So that's what you saw. It wasn't a rebuild; it's a retool.
Mm-hmm. And retools
That's
don't mean
it.
you can't win games either. I need
Right.
y'all. I need y'all fans to know that. Like retooling mean like we had the game last week, guys. If a couple plays go differently, we can win that game. That's the bright side of that. Without no preseason, without seeing them actually gel like that, they still had chances to win that game, and they will have chances moving forward to win games. That's what we have to be concerned about. What do they do when they get those 4 or 5 opportunities? Can they conquer those opportunities to win that football game?
I mean, just like I said, J-Rock said it. How the hell can we rebuild with the money that we have or we don't have? You know, I mean, it's so easy. This is where it comes, and I wish more people. And we have 92 eyes. We should have 92 likes, 92 likes, 92 shares, 92 shares, 92 subs. But this is what we should do. If anybody that saw Dean Pease's interview, he specifically said something in there that a lot of people needs to pay attention to. He said, "This is not Madden. This is not fantasy football. Okay, this is not something where you just let somebody go and you could become the commissioner of your league, and then you can just wipe away all that dead cap. You don't do that. You can't do that. What they said is that we're retooling. That's what we're doing. We're retooling right now. We're not rebuilding or nothing like that. Because if that was the case, you will be seeing Josh Rosen or you seeing Felipe Frank starting. That's not what we're doing. So let's just stop all that mess there. Yo, what's up, Beetle Boss? What's up, Beetle Boss? I hope you still healed up from giving over that blood, brother. Next topic. How will our secondary match up with the Bucs' great wideout core? Yo, Rich, get at him, man. Twister want a piece of that, but I'm gonna let Rich talk.
I don't know. That's a tough one.
I thought that the topic before was stopping Brady. Aside.
Oh, wait. Yeah, what does Dean Pease have up his sleeve for Tom Brady? There it is. Yeah.
Right.
Jumping the gun here.
Well, I'll touch a little bit on Tom Brady first, and then also overall just with the offense itself. But for Tom Brady, I think we have to force him to hold the ball a little longer in his hands than usual, because Tom Brady, he knows where he's gonna go with his first read typically, and he's gonna get that ball out fast, like real fast. His release time is obviously one of the best. So if we could hold Tom Brady enough to force him to look to his second or third read and have him have that ball longer in his hands, I think that will help us out a lot. Primarily, Brady, if you could force pressure up the middle between the center and their guards. By the way, I do like the Buccaneers center. I think his name is Burnson, something like that, 66. That dude, he's real tough and physical, and he plays from whistle to whistle. That's one thing that kid does. But now overall with the offense, I think they're starting Ronald Jones this week, and that's going to be one thing that Dean Pease said in the interview. We can't give up any big plays. We can't give up easy stuff. Like if it's a broken down play or extensive play, like you can't allow to give that up. Like even a 20-yard game, 30-yard game, we can't give up nothing easy for Brady. So the more difficult we could make it for him, the better it is. We might land a few blitzes, being that we're going to try to confuse him a little bit, but it's not nothing that Tom Brady ever seen before. Now, he may know something is coming, a blitz is coming from this side, and he set the protection or whatever it is, or he have a screenplay going direct towards that same side the blitz is going, which can be bad. But at the end of the day, it's a cohesive thing. All 10, 11 guys got to do their job and then sign it. And if we pay attention to the little things, focus on the basics, and make tackles and create plays and turnovers, I think we'll be all right. We gotta make this a divisional game. So anything can happen. So yeah, that's my touch. That's my take.
Well,
Big facts.
Dean Pease said 3 things. He said, don't get cute, don't play one coverage, and don't give up the deep ball. Sounds very plain, sounds very mundane and vanilla, but that's what it is. I think a lot of people they try to do is when they try to get after these quarterbacks that's kind of seen everything. Tom Brady been playing for 20 years. He don't see everything that you could probably throw at him. I mean, he has experience in, going against a Dean Pease. And at a time that he was like in practice against the Dean Pease defense when he was in New England. So this is not like this is not something he haven't seen before. Now the whole idea is the fact that it's the personnel. That's what it is. Dean Pease had more of like larger linebackers and larger defensive linemen when he was in New England, but he's never. I don't think that even when he was in Baltimore, it was more so larger linemen, larger linebackers. This team right now, because of thank you Thomas Dimitroff, thank you Dan Quinn. This team is built for speed. Okay, this team has basically speed at every position, all across the board, and you're going to have to use that to your advantage in some way, some shape or form. I mean, if you want to talk about trying to throw the offense off rhythm, then I guess you're going to have to talk about maybe bump and run. Like you're going to have to get guys up in their face or something like that. AJ Terrell should travel with Mike Evans. So Fabian Moreau is going to have to go against Chris Godwin or something, okay? Because you're going to have to do something on team. Everything. There's really nothing that you could do. What you got, Mike?
I got a perfect way to stop Tom Brady. And it's probably y'all gonna think I'm a psycho for even suggesting this, but this is the perfect way. You remember? I believe it might have been Wade Phillips. No, as a matter of fact, it was Rex Ryan. You guys remember when they was having issues getting pressure on Tom Brady? What they started to do? They started to do that mush rush. All right, they would do the mush rush, but they would send a blitz off the mush rush. So what that did was you still got pressure coming at Brady, but the defensive linemen were more so looking for him to get the ball out so they can back the ball down. And that's a way that you can kind of like get pressure on Tom Brady, and you can kind of do what he doesn't expect us to do is mush rush. Like, okay, they're not sending anybody, but they got a corner coming off. They got an outside linebacker, but the defensive linemen are more so looking to bat the ball down. And then you kind of, once he gets used to that, that's when you start sending everybody and tell them to get out. So it's just ways like that you got to make Tom Brady think. Because if he's not thinking, he's going to dink and dunk. So you got to make him think. All right, so what are they doing now? What are you doing here? All right, is he doing a cover 3 or he doing, or then cover 2, pressing guy? You got to keep mixing it up. And that's one thing that he said in his press conference. But I think the mush rush is the perfect way because you're not going to get to Tom Brady. I mean, especially with them damn zebras on the goddamn field. They ain't going to let you touch them any damn way. So mush rush is the best way to go about it.
Well, go ahead, Twisted. I know you got something.
So y'all remember 2018? We still had that player on the team. Who ended that game in 2018? Y'all remember?
I know where you go.
Deion Jones ended that game in 2018. When you have these speedy type linebackers, like Mike said, that mesh will work. You gotta you don't have to touch Tom Brady every time. You just have to get his clock more faster than he wants to. He wants to sit and observe the field. If you're batting plays down, he has to change his angle of how he's throwing the ball. He has to maybe change his read of what he's expecting. Tom Brady usually goes out and sees who he wants to mismatch when he's in the hub. He already knows who he wants to go to, Gronkowski, AB. So you have to make sure that timing is off for him. And when you have Deion Jones who's able to blitz, who's able to drop back into coverage, you have to disguise what you're doing. I think Dan Quinn had a good scheme at first when he was dropping the rookie into coverage, but that rookie ain't like that. He's more of a stay down lineman, blitz and stop the run, get up the field. He's not that type of linebacker that can guard in those passing lanes. When you got Deion, who can jump routes, you got to use him versus Tom Brady. That mesh will work, and batted passes. Deion Jones is the GOAT at catching batted passes for interceptions. So if they're batting that ball up, just watch for Deion Jones to roam around the field and pick the ball off.
I mean, I'll be damned if I don't think that this is going to be like a Richie Grant type of game. oh, we're gonna need something out of him because they can just spread you out. I mean, let's run through it. You got Mike Evans, Godwin, you got AB, you got Scotty Miller. If people don't know who that is, that's the little white boy that that be catching like 50-yard bombs if you give him enough time. I mean, you got Gronk, you got Blake Brait, and then you got OJ Howard, depending on how you want to use him. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So my whole idea is that So my whole idea is that you're gonna have to use like I don't know if they trust Hall yet. So if you want to put somebody on there as a robber or somebody that's going to use like a outside of Deion Jones, like that's going to play like a Tyrann Mathieu type of role. I mean, you're going to have to maybe use like Richie Grant.
Clouds.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Clouds. That works on Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Clouds. That goes back to what I was talking about with Rex Ryan. Rex Ryan used to cloud the hell out of a Tom Brady because he knew that he likes check down. So what he would do, he would have one corner, he would have one corner like let's just go back to the Jets. He would have Revis in man, but everybody else was in like one side of the field was in cover 3 or cover 2, and that's how he would fool. So he used that in Jets and he used that with the Ravens. And that's why I say you got to keep doing different things with Tom Brady and keep him thinking. So mush rush, clouding. For those who don't know what cloud, I'll say it again, is either one man is in man, or one man on the other side of the field is in a cover 2 or a cover 3. And you just keep on switching the assignment. So like those are the things you got to do with Tom Brady. You can't get him straight zone because he's gonna eat it up. You can't get him straight man. You got to mix the coverages.
Definitely. Man ain't gonna work all the game. You ain't gonna be able to blitz him all game. You have to mix it up, and that's why he brought up that Dean is multiple, because he knows he's in for a treat this week. It ain't gonna be, oh, they're just in cover 2, they're in cover 3. We're just gonna eat right here. No, I'm gonna have cover 1. I'm gonna have cloud. I'm gonna have man. I'm gonna have cover 4. It's gonna be switched throughout that game. And once I find the weakness, I'm gonna keep attacking.
I'm gonna tell you right now, man. If these guys don't know what cloud is, according to these comments I'm seeing right now, they know what cloud is because they damn sure playing Madden. Okay.
Yeah.
They know exactly what that is.
Bro.
Okay. All these little crazy comments. Y'all playing Madden out here. Y'all know what a cloud is.
Y'all gotta know what clouds are, man. Come on, man.
They know what
cloud. Rich, go ahead and finish it off, man. Like how you think we're gonna attack Brady, man?
Yeah, so like besides like when I was saying earlier of keeping the ball in Brady's hands a little longer, that plays a big factor with the DBs and us covering, doing a good job with that. So now we know they're going to want to attack the ball downfield. That's something that Brady's going to want to do with those receivers that he has. So being like you guys mentioned, we got to switch up a little bit. So now Brady knows that's going to happen. He's going to know our coverage when we're in the cover 1 and all this other stuff. And our DBs have to win those matchups. So now, if we're not winning those matchups, it's going to be a problem. And we know that that the DBs and the D line, they co-sync together, right? We work hand in hand together. So now, if we're doing a good job covering the back end, making Brady dump the ball off or anything like that, that gives time for our D line, like Tutu or Ogundeji, because those are guys that gives consistent effort every play. They're not going to give up. Brady Jarrett, they're not going to give up. So we're going to cause some havoc. We're going to cause some pressure, some way, somehow, if Brady has the ball in his hands a little bit. Even though we know he's going to get the ball out as he can, but the quicker the more we can make it more difficult for him, the better it is. Definitely us hitting him as well. So if you're not hitting him, it's a difference from getting sacks and also getting QB hits. So like QB hits is definitely gonna play a factor in this as well. Like you cannot make Brady sit back there all day and just be comfortable. If he's comfortable,
that's a big play.
You gotta move him off his spot.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's what we do, so the DBs you're gonna go top of AB. AJ, get ready, bro, because they ain't, we didn't really get attacked like that in Philly. So AJ Terrell, Ron Harmon, Eric Harris, Fabian Moreau. It's like I felt all the way. He is Zoe. Shout out to all my Zoes. So I'm rooting for Fabian Moreau. His big Zoe holding it down. So, yeah, so it's gonna be big for them guys. So we're gonna see how they do.
Yo, let me just say this last one, bro. Like I said, Stephen B, you a clown for this, man. Maybe if the Falcons bring back Vic Beasley, Brady will laugh at the memory if Beasley in a Super Bowl and Brady won't be effective. Funny, bro. That's funny. All right.
Wow, really?
And Vic Beasley had battled the pass down. I don't know if y'all remember this. Vic Beasley battled the pass down. And Bennett, he literally caught the pass and they got in the field goal range off that crap. Do y'all be noticing the crazy plays that happen when we play, bro? It just be so crazy to me.
It's enough to just make you just like throw your hands up in the air, It's just
What you can do.
for real. How will our secondary match up with the Bucs? Great white
and sprain his damn ankle.
Another thing too, I don't want to see Gronk having a field day in this shit either.
Real talk.
Like he's part of that. You know what I'm saying? I can't allow that to happen. Like we gotta clamp that up, man. Eric Harris,
and especially in the red zone, bro.
Somebody he's probably gonna be. Yeah, he's probably gonna be on Gronk a little bit, but we touched on this a little bit. I spoke about this a little bit. But go ahead, Tristan.
We got to bracket Gronk, bro, in that red zone, bro, because it's clear that he wants to go to him and AB in that red zone. One of the plays was that play was terrible, bro. That touchdown that Gronk had got in the beginning, where he was blocking it first, and then Tom Brady just do it really quick. What is that, bro? No, that ain't going down versus us, bro. I'm sorry. Gronk, Gronk and Tom Brady, don't try that crap versus us, bro. He gonna get his helmet knocked off, and somebody gonna pick that ball off. That's crazy.
Like, I don't even respect your secondary. I don't respect your linebackers. I mean, I'm just gonna throw it out there, and it's whatever. That's called the IGAF.
With that play, let me explain that play. That play in the goal line that they ran with Gronk like that, they had the middle of the field wide open. Right? Yeah. And they had DeMarcus Lawrence playing outside leverage on Gronk because, potentially if he's blocking or something like that, DeMarcus Lawrence could play the edge. At the same time, it was weird because it seemed like he had a man.
Yeah.
For some reason. So, like, he was holding him off, pressing him, sealing him off for like 2-3 seconds, and then there was a free inside release up the middle. So that was good on them. Credit to Bucs executing that. But as far as with us, divisional game, that ain't going down. We know what D-Lo do and our linebackers do in the goal line in the red zone. Let's not count Detroit from last year, right? But Debo and Foyer is known for making great plays in the red zone. Picks, all of that. So
batted passes.
And when we do bat those passes, we got to have almost like 11 around the ball because we can't afford to just like let these things just hit the ground and whatnot. Brady only needs about a certain amount of things to kind of like go his way, and then before you know it, you're down like 10 or 14 or something like that. If you could be able to get, but if you can bat the ball and be able to either run one back or basically demoralize that team to the point where honestly, he's probably not even really taking it seriously. Like, you see the way that he was trolling on Instagram or whatever, Like, Brady has become a troll this late in his career. This is what he is now. He's an asshole now. See? That's the one. You see, look over his right shoulder, and he specifically put 328, like, over there. This is what he is. This is what it's about. So, I'll be damned. Like, if I get a clear shot at Brady straight down the pike in the A-gap, it is what it is, man. Like, if I can get like a clear shot on him, it is what it is, man. I'm gonna get him happy feet. What you gonna say, Twisted?
And a lot of people don't go for they don't swipe for the ball when they pass rush Brady. If y'all notice that, they just go straight for the tackle. Dallas had a chance where they could have stripped the ball and he didn't even go for the arm. We have to do a good job of trying to strip the ball out of his hand to create better matchups for the offense, better field position for the offense. You have to get turnovers on Tom Brady. And they were able to get 2 turnovers by being boneheaded plays on the Buccaneers. They're still rusty too, guys. I need y'all to know that. They're still rusty. They left, 10 to 12 points out there versus the Cowboys. Easy. But if we get into this question as far as the secondary matchup with the Bucs, me personally, I would prefer to have Fabian Moreau on Mike Evans because they're both a big type corner and receiver. So I feel like he'll match up better on Mike Evans than Chris Godwin. I would prefer to have AJ Terrell on AB or Chris Godwin through this matchup.
I knew you were going to say that.
This is me because
No,
I'm seeing
I get it.
He attacks. I'm seeing how he attacks. Mm-hmm. And AJ Terrell is like they're not giving him opportunities like that. If you watch the Eagles game, they really didn't go to him that much. They didn't go on his side like that. They do a couple short passes. He tackled. It was a wrap. They didn't really go to his side. So when you have AJ Terrell, when you have a person that can do matchups to where he can take people along, let's use him for this type of game. Because as Mike said, they're going to run cloud. And when you run cloud, you're going to have to man up with somebody. Somebody on the defense has to man up. And if we're going to say that, I would prefer AJ Terrell to man up in this cornerback group.
So you're saying that you're going to have to leave Oliver more so on Godwin? Is that what we're doing now, or what?
He's playing in the slot. They're gonna put Godwin in the slot a lot. They're gonna put AB in the slot a lot. So he's gonna get his reps. I don't feel like Isaiah Oliver was attacked like that either. So that means he had some good coverage skills in that Eagles game. But with Tom Brady doesn't care. Like he gives his receiver chances to make plays. So our secondary will have chances to either put up or shut up. That's the difference with Tom Brady. Tom Brady's gonna give those corner chances to make plays. Jalen Hurts was just being conservative. He didn't want to risk anything.
He was playing within himself, you know. What you got, Rich? I know you're a linebacker, but give me some secondary info, man.
I would say like we gotta minimize the explosive plays. You know, sometimes they're gonna make their plays, but we have to minimize the explosive plays and also tackling these guys right then and there. We cannot afford any missed tackles where, let's say, any of these receivers catch a curl or something and they get that yak. You know, that was one thing that we spoke about last week was yak, yards after the catch. So that's something that AB and Mike Evans and Godwin, they're big on that. That's what they want to identify their receiving core as that, like what they can do after the catch. So it ain't easy tackling an open field, of course, but that's going to be one big thing. We have to get them down and playing the proper leverage where you're not going to get beat over top as much. So AJ Terrell is going to be, he's going to be aggressive. You know how AJ is, but AJ has to relax. So when you play against fast receivers like AB and Godwin, you got to be careful because AB got that speed. He'll still find his way to get over top on you. So that can't happen at all. And at the end of the day, when you know what an offense is doing and you're prepared during film and all of that stuff, the better you'll play. So if the DBs have a better recognition of the routes that the receivers are running, it'll be more easier for them to make plays on the ball. So that's going to be big for us. The closer we get to the ball, the closer we're going to make plays, and it's going to be harder for Brady. So,
yeah. We know where he's going.
Yeah. So let me say this real quick. Yo, Mike, I look like we got somebody for the say it with your chest moment. Buck Skull Gang, if you want to join, we're going to have the link coming up soon. If you want to, if you a Bucks fan, if you want to sit there talk a little smack or whatever, do what you do, but do it respectfully, man. So I'm gonna tell you right now, you want to come on and you want to chat with us and chop it up with us, we're gonna send the link and you could join up that way. Now, we all know that Bruce Arians is about that no risk it, no biscuit. You already know there's going to be a lot of downfield stuff that's going to be mixed in with a lot of it's going to be mid to deep. I know Tom Brady likes to hit up his check downs a lot, especially when we throw heat. You know what I'm saying? But I swear, I think we need to have. Well, I think who said it? Let me just check this. I think William Amy said who's going to cover Gronk. I actually would like to have Eric Harris guard him because he's like
Yeah,
he's
he
a
gonna
bigger
be
guy
on.
who has like some sort of cover. What you said, Rich?
Yeah, I was saying that most likely it's gonna be Eric Harris on him, as a bigger safety or something.
Yeah, in terms of size, because like Gronk can like overwhelm you, with his size and whatnot. So if you want to go size for size, like we do got big guys in that backfield, and yet we don't have to like sacrifice like Deron Harmon. If you want to try to go like the single high safety type of route and try to use like a cloud type of coverage, we could do it that way. But if it was anybody that's going to cover Gronk, I would like to see Eric Harris do it, and not more so someone smaller, or to a lesser extent, you can actually look at on a sub type of thing, Michael Walker or a Debo. Debo will run stride for stride with him without even trying.
Exactly. And Foyer as well.
Foyer too.
I think it's really basically depending on the defensive play that we call. At the end of the day, like Dean King said, he's not gonna make it obvious who's guarding who every time or every play. You know what I'm saying? So it could be multiple of guys who possibly guarding him. Yeah.
Yeah, yo, Mike, you wanna finish this off?
Again, I forgot what we talking about. And I don't know
the secondary.
I feel like
How will our
drinking
secondary
all
match up with the Bucks?
Yeah, the secondary. Hey man, my bad. I don't know what's going on. I'm slow today. But the secondary, I talked about this last night. There's only one guy that I'm worried about. And I'm only worried about him because he hasn't been getting the ball. And Mike Evans gone. Like he at some point in time, he's gonna get tired of not getting the ball. And he's gonna go off. Like I think you gotta kind of keep him in check. All right, we got to pay close attention to him because he hasn't been getting the ball. And I'm just telling Bucks fans right here, get ready to lose Mike Evans because Tom Brady, the organization, you already know how everybody is. They're gonna be all on his nuts. So get ready to lose Mike Evans because he's not getting the ball and. Tom Brady loves some Gronk, so we know Gronk ain't going nowhere. So get ready to lose Mike Evans. I'm just warning y'all. That man ain't not gonna sit back and he's Tom Brady. I won the Super Bowl. No, that dude is a competitor at the end of the day, and competitors want the ball. All right, so get ready to lose him. And Falcons, you got to pay close attention to him in this game because he probably already having those conversations. I need that damn ball. I don't need 4 catches in the game. I need more targets. Wide receivers are wide receivers at the end of the day. That's one thing I learned from this Julio Jones situation. Wide receivers are incredibly selfish. They want their ball. So I'm focusing on anybody who's going to match up with Mike Evans, and I think that guy is going to be Isaiah Oliver. I think AJ is going to shadow AB because AB, I mean, I don't know why they got him out here running 9 routes like he fast. Like, no, that dude is not the same AB. So I think they're going to shadow AB with AJ, and they're going to match up Isaiah Oliver with Mike
With
Evans.
Godwin? Oh, Mike Evans. Okay. Yeah. So
it kind of looked bad too because if you look at the Bucks stats, AB had over 100, Chris had over 100, Mike Evans had 2 catches.
That man ain't trying to hear that. That man, he's not caring. That man is not thinking about winning games. He's a wide receiver and a competitor at the end of the day, and he want the ball. All receivers want the ball.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So Mike, we got a guy in there called Buck Skull Gang. Like he wants to come on, he wants to chop it up. I think he's a Bucks fan. So he wants to come in and say a little something. He wants to say it with his chest. So we're gonna give him an opportunity to do that. If you give him the link. So
man, you better not come in here with all this Tom Brady love affair because I'm a mute.
So Bucks Soul Gang in house. Like, yo, we give you an opportunity to come on. Mike is gonna give you the link. Just come on in, bro. Just come on in and say your piece.
He said he happy
So-
in a Tampa team player. If we look at Mike Evans' stats, most games where he have 100 yards, they lose.
Man,
Shoot.
get out of here with that
Yo.
bullshit. That company ass line.
Shoot.
Y'all believe that bullshit?
We
don't
thought
believe
Julio Jones. We thought Julio Jones was a team player.
Yeah, Julio was saying the same thing. Man, please, you believe that bullshit?
All right, Bucks
What's
Soul
up?
Gang.
What's up, everyone? Good afternoon.
Good.
Yeah, Mike Evans said he's happy in Tampa. He's not worried about reps. He's a team player. That's why he took a pay cuts. Get the band back together. And Tom Brady gonna play till he's 50 years old. You guys hear about that? Tom Brady said, the Falcons defense is good. He said the Falcons defense is good. Tom Brady said it out of his mouth. The Falcons defense is good.
Why you fucking lying?
I'm
He
really
said
lying.
it. That don't mean he means it. He's just saying it
Yeah,
so
I
we
know
don't
he
get bullied
lying,
more.
man.
That don't mean that shit, man. You know,
He mean
that man don't mean that.
But here's the keys to the game for both sides, for both teams. Here's the keys to the game.
Yeah, you happy for a second until you start looking at
Here we
that
go.
checkbook
Lay
and
it
still
on
looking
us,
at the
man.
stats like,
What's the keys to the game, bro? Tell us.
Man, but it's gonna be I don't care about what the Falcons did last week though, but the Falcons gonna play better this week because it's a division game. It's a division game. It's a rivalry game. Everyone knows how both teams play better. You know what else? Here's the keys for real. The Falcons it's gonna be about Kyle Pitts and Calvin Ridley. That's what the factors of the game is.
Bad secondary.
And the Bucs secondary is trash. But trash. I'm being honest.
No, I appreciate that, man. We get a lot of people on here that's not brutally honest on their team, so we appreciate your honesty. I like that.
Hey,
But you know you got both your safeties back.
look
though.
at this. Carlton Davis might not play tomorrow. We lost Carlton Davis. Jordan Whitehead might play. Questionable.
He gonna play, bro.
But look at this.
Yeah.
But the Bucs defense is the Bucs front seven. That's the key. Hopefully, if Matt Ryan can hold up, and your offensive lineman, your rookie offensive line, can I don't know. It could be, but I think the Falcons defense. I don't know. You guys, if Grady Jarrett can get hold of Tom Brady like he did in the Super Bowl a couple years ago, man, it's gonna be a long day for the Bucs.
You
I appreciate that, man.
I'm worried about Deion Jones.
Hey, okay, I'm liking you a little bit, bro. I like you being honest, but it's a division game, so you know what players we have, we know what players you have. The one thing you did say, Carlton Davis isn't playing. I would prefer if he plays anyway because he's grabby as hell. So I like that matchup in y'all secondary. I want Davis to play. That's the weakness of y'all secondary to me personally because he gives up penalties.
Backup corner? Is that their backup corner?
No, Davis is
That's the starter. He's a starting corner.
He started.
Oh, okay.
We have three young corners.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
You got Davis, Dean, somebody else. I forgot.
Sean
Isn't the oldest player on the Bucks secondary is like 24 years old or something like that?
Yeah,
Even though age don't really matter. Age doesn't really matter.
Yeah, Sean Murphy-Bunting. He's out for a couple weeks. But the Falcons, But the Falcons secondary, I don't know which secondary is worse, but it could be a toss-up. What do you guys think? Which secondary is worse? You guys want to be real?
Well, y'all got a ring out of that, so it shows something.
Man, no. We're not gonna do.
He's being honest, though. He's being honest.
Man, that ain't. That ain't honest. That's the obvious.
Hey guys, we got lucky. We got lucky the last 4 games. We got lucky the last 4 games regular season because we have a late bye week. We just got with no injuries at the time, and we played. I guess good. Okay, good. I guess. What do you guys?
But we can't hold this guy up. We got another guy like in the back. We got another guy in the back, so we might have to cut you off real quick, Buck Skull Gang. But you always welcome to come on here because you always tell the truth. Like,
we're broken up.
We're gonna have to cut you. We're gonna have to cut you, and we're gonna have to put William Amy on here. I don't know how we're gonna get. Let's get William Amy in here, and so he can say it with his chest. I know we got a little something you gotta say. William Amy, what's good, man?
What's good?
All right, this is your opportunity, man. Say it with your chest, bro.
I gotta pretend that right.
You was breaking up a bit. Go ahead and say your thing again, man. You're breaking up a bit.
Oh, hey, man. Russ, if you want to talk, Russ and John, y'all can come on, bro.
You probably muted.
Yeah, like you got an audio issue, man. We can't hear you. We can't hear you. Yo, the nation, if you want to come on, man, like go on, click the link, man. We're gonna get one more person an opportunity, all right? So if you're trying to get on, nation, like come on.
John Davis, Russ Weeks, what it do? That man said he gonna drop 50. So what happened the first game versus the Falcons when we was up, 24-10 or something like that? Like people be forgetting that. Don't just talk about one game, talk about both games. You good, bro?
Everybody. Yeah, we gotta kick him. We gotta kick him. Like, so just moving forward, before you come on there, check your audio. Make sure you got good, reception and whatnot. Before you come on here, because I mean, it's one thing about coming on here and just saying it with your chest. Another thing if you say it with your chest and we can't hear you. So you know what I'm saying. So just make sure you got your stuff straight before you come on here. But like I said, Carlos Dunlap. And Chris Dunlap and the nation. You could round us off, and then we're going to end this. So Twisted, you got something to say before we get into the next one? We're getting the Q&A.
Man, yeah. I appreciate all the fans. Make sure y'all subscribe to all the AFN channels. It'll be in the description link. Hey, man, it's a blessing to honestly be doing what we choose to do every Saturday morning. Make sure y'all wake y'all ass up, as Rich would say, and continue to support the team and continue to support the Falcons. Support AFN and support the Falcons, bro. Come here for all latest content. We love you guys to death. I think he came back. Let's see if he working this time, bro. You good? What'd you say, bro?
I think Tom Brady might got his tongue. I think Tom Brady got his tongue.
We're trying to see, can we hear you?
His AirPods ain't working, I guess.
Tom Brady got his tongue, bro. That's all it is.
Sorry, bro. We want to mess with you, bro. You can't talk. I don't know what's going on with your AirPods.
It's all good, man. We got you next time, man. You be the first one on next time, man.
Dang.
But yo, real quick, put your Q&A in there. We're gonna get to a couple of questions, and then we're gonna move out because we got things to do. All right. So if you got a couple of questions, or if you want to troll like the way Russ Weeks is doing right now, do whatever you got to do. You know what I'm saying? So we can be up out of here, man. Looks like you was addressing somebody. Who you was addressing? Or was it Mike?
No, I was telling Russ and the two Tampa Bay fans to come on. They said the other Tampa Bay fan was trolling. He was just being honest about the division matchup. That's his opinion. Come state your opinion.
Yeah, I think what it is also is that he understands that it's not like this team is going to steamroll everybody. Like there's a difference between being a fan and a fanatic. Like you could be a fan and be like a fan that has knowledge of every team that's out there. Like you're not going to steamroll every team. This is not Alabama. And just because somebody said they're going to drop 50, they're going to drop no. You gotta come on. You gotta come on with some more facts than that, though, and we appreciate that. But
it's your last chance, bro.
Last
All right, y'all
check.
hear me now?
Come on, bro.
Yeah, go ahead. We can hear you.
All right. Our 3 keys to victory is 1, protect Matt Ryan. 2,
Facts.
run the ball on situations on 31 and 2. 3, for us, we got to put pressure on Tom Brady. And 4, our secondary has to be disciplined. We're about the routes, we're about Chris Godman, cross route, dead routes and stuff like that. That's my 3 keys to victory.
Okay.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Hey, you added one. You gave us another one. It's 4 keys to victory. You gave us another one, bro. Shouts out to you.
And 4 keys, stop the run.
Yeah, that's the buy 3 get 1 free.
Yeah,
That's that buy 3 get 1 free one, man. I appreciate that,
like
man.
that.
Yeah. I just hope we play better, man. I don't care if we win or lose or not, man. I just hope we play better this week. So it's a division game, so it'll be a close one. I like us win at least by a touchdown or a field goal.
Okay.
All right, man. And I think just for us, we gotta be disciplined. We can't get penalties. We got to be disciplined and keep our eyes on Tom Brady.
Big facts, bro. Appreciate you, bro. Hey, I be seeing you on my channel too, man. Shouts out to you, William.
Oh yeah, you already know I got my little Falcons gear, so hold on, I'm about to show y'all.
Show us the work.
Let's see the drip. Let's see the drip.
We rocking.
Yeah. Hey, make sure you wear your stuff tomorrow, but hey, fans, wear your Falcons gear on game day. That helps us get the spirit to maybe get a win.
Yes, sir. All right, y'all hold it down, man.
Appreciate you, bro.
Yes, sir.
So we gonna round this out with the final thoughts. Get and set. Game day is tomorrow. All right. So Twisted, go ahead and finish us off, man. Give us our final thoughts about get and set. Game day is tomorrow. What you got for him, man?
Hey, William pretty much stated the 4 keys to victory, so I don't gotta state the keys to victory. Y'all know what we gotta do to win this game. I just want to wipe that smirk off Tom Brady's face. Him doing that 28-3 got me kind of hyped. I know that the team is hype. I saw Matt Ryan's press conference the other day where he stated, it's going to be with us regardless. We can't do anything about that, but we're moving on. We're on to a new season. Let's go on to kicking some butt this tomorrow. Tom Brady, we need Tom Brady. We need Tom Brady because he is out how he's acting since he's been in Tampa. We got to wipe that smirk off his face. Or I hope we can wipe that smirk off his face. Get some turnovers, get some better field position. I kind of liked how Avery Williams looked at that punt return spot. So if we're able to get some stops, I like to see how Avery Williams would do in that punt return position. He can make some plays.
He can. It looks like it, man. I'm gonna say this and then Mike finish us off, man. Again, get effing set, man. The game day is tomorrow. What I want to see, Nick Saban said it best, man. Play with emotion. I know you mad because you was embarrassed last week. Play with emotion, but don't be emotional. That's all I need to see, man. I want to see people mad out there. I want to see one man trying to move another man against his own will. It seems like if I can speak for the entire Atlanta Falcons Nation is that we're going to be paying a lot of attention to the offensive line tomorrow. And what we're going to see is basically one man trying to move another man against his own will. And we know we got our hands full with Vita Vea and Ndamukong Suh and all those guys. That's fine. And I don't care because we're still going to run the ball. Arthur Smith is like that. He does not care. We're going to run the ball. Run the ball, set up the play action. Kyle Pitts is going to eat. I do not believe that Levante David and Devin White can stop collectively between Ridley, Hurst, and Kyle Pitts. They're going to have to stay in coverage. You cannot send zero, cover zero all the time. Because if you look at the game, what was it, last Thursday, I believe? Was it kickoff last Thursday? Mm-hmm. Yeah, it seemed like Todd Bowles seemed a little out of sorts, the way he just kept descending cover zero. And between CD Lamb and what was it? Amari Cooper was eating. Amari Cooper was eating. So just imagine like a team that with toys like us, how they'll be able to eat. If that's what you want to do, if you want to send blitzes like that, then do what you do. But again, that's what I want to see. I want to see us run the ball. Run the ball. We almost had 100 yards at the end of the first half. Let's see if we can do a little bit more than that. Improve on that. All right, Rich, what you got, man? I see you that you're back.
Yeah, StreamYard wasn't showing me no love. So we back. Um, like I'm gonna take this a little deep. Um, so we know when we lost in 2016 against Tom Brady, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then now, a few years now, since last year, he's in our division. I was happy. I was happy when he came. Believe it or not, just so we have that chance to just to lay that wood on him, man. Pause. Just to hit him, bro. Just to get that payback at the end of the day. That's what I'm trying to say. You still got that taste in the mouth, so that history is there. So Brady, Debo, obviously Matty Ice, Jake Matthews, and Josh Harris. Those are the only 5 guys that was part of that history, and still those are the captains, most including Josh Harris. But you gotta let the whole team know that this how big this is. Just playing against Brady itself. I understand it's a divisional game, but playing against Brady, like we can't have that. We can't have that. And last year we got swept by them. So this year it's the new year. First matchup in the divisional game. So I don't want it to be easy for Brady at all. So we're gonna be all right. Let's get this going. Like what Twisted said, everybody with that drip tomorrow. Get that spirit going. We're going to make something happen. Let's get it. That's all I really got to say. Shout out to everybody in the comments. So shout out to the whole panel. AFN, everybody. Oh, God, show love to that, man.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Go ahead, Mike.
Man, you know what? I got one thing to say. And yeah, I'm gonna put a little Mad Mike spin on this. I need somebody to bust his motherfucking shit wide open. It ain't got nothing to do with football. I'm just tired of all this, like this lame ass 28-3 shit. Like, look, I need somebody that ain't got nothing to do with football. I need a Solomon Hill, somebody. I need a goon. Activate a goon this Sunday just to start some shit with Brady. Send him on a blitz, and just like even if the game is out of hand, whatever. I don't care. I'm tired of seeing that stupid smirk on his face. I just need somebody to like kick him in the nuts. Just like, look, bro, we ain't gonna stand for all that lame ass. Like, it's getting to the point where it's just not even funny. It's just like, okay, he's just trolling, and it's not even funny anymore. It's just like, 23. Like, okay, we get it. You won, all right. And like I said, I just need somebody and the coach to set a precedent. This is what we talking about, being soft. The whole NFL is soft on this dude. Y'all just let this man clown y'all. Like nobody stands up to him. He'd start talking shit. Like y'all don't do anything. Y'all just like Tom. Like it's just the Tom Brady league. That's just be honest. That's what it just become, the Tom Brady league. And then motherfuckers can sit up here and say, "Oh, you just hating." No, I'm tired of the. I'm honestly just tired of the favoritism. Like it's Tom Brady rules and it's everybody else rules. So I just need a goon, whether it's just to start a fight with Tom Brady in the offense. I don't give a I don't care. I need somebody to stand up this dude and just like, look, bitch, you ain't gonna keep doing all that talking. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, that ain't got nothing to do with football. But I'm just tired of people like just acting like he's Jesus or something. No, like the dude, like he's a regular man. You can slap him. It's okay to get slapped. Slap him. Do something. Nobody stands up to him. Like nobody stands up to Tom Brady. Like no defensive player. You don't see nobody in his face talking crap. It's like, okay, he's Tom Brady. We gonna bow down to you. I'm tired of that.
First time was Tyrann Matthew last year in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, that's like the first time somebody actually stood up to him. So it ain't even a Falcons thing. I just need the league to stop acting like he's Jesus. Like he ain't the greatest football player of all time. Everybody know that honor goes to Jim Brown. He's the most disrespected player in the history of the game. Jim Brown is the greatest football player to ever live. You know what I'm saying? Like Tom Brady, he's the luckiest guy. Like that man, look, that man ain't really. If you look at a lot of his championships,
Defense.
It's because of his defense. 16 out of his 19 years of playing in football, he's had top defenses. So, like I said, he ain't Jesus. It's okay to slap him. It's okay to call him a punk. It's okay to do something to him. Somebody do something. I'm sick of it. Y'all do all this to LeBron. Everybody stand up to LeBron, but nobody would stand up to Tom Brady.
I'll tell you one thing, man. It has to do with that time that what was it? That dude blew his knee out on the Chiefs. Who was it? Who was it? Tongue? The guy that came down to A-gap and blew his knee out. Ever since then, I ain't never seen so many refs get. I've never seen a man get that many calls from that point forward in his career. And I'm not even hating. I'm just saying what it is.
I'm sorry. This comment right here, like this Brian Shaw dude. Oh, you should go. Look, I'm not trying. Look, if I could, I would. If I wouldn't get arrested, I will kick him in the nuts myself. But I'm not a football player. I wouldn't. Trust me, I would certainly do it in a quick second. I don't do all that talking and trolling for 2, 3, 4 years after it done happened. Like y'all act like this dude Jesus. That response there is a straight up. Look, I was about to say something, and I'm trying to be nice. All right, it's mellow Mike. It's mellow Mike day.
I'm gonna tell you right now, man. These are fans talking, man. You ain't gotta get on your feelings like we talking about your mama or anything like that. It's just guys that's over here talking. We just talking smack because that's our rival and whatnot. Does Mad Mike want to sit there and smack Tom Brady the man? I don't know. Mad Mike crazy like that. He made one time.
Look, it's not even like I said. It's not even Tom. It's just everybody act like he is just like he's the reason why he's the reason why they win. Well, we just clearly stated he's had great teammates, and his teammates never get any credit. Who talks about Butler getting that interception? Like, he's an afterthought. He saved that game for them. They were on their way to losing, and he got an interception off Russell Wilson. Who gives, Adam Vinatieri and all those guys, Gronkowski, for getting those late game field goals to win championships, to even get them to, the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? So it's
Richard Seymour.
Vince Wilfork. He gets all the credit as if he did it all himself. Even last year. You know what I'm saying? Like the Bucks defense and that running game, especially the running game came. If that running game didn't come late last year, Tom Brady wouldn't even be in the Super Bowl. Let's just be real. Because he played like absolute shit in the NFC Championship. But somehow he still got there. You see what I'm saying? So, like, again, that ain't got nothing to do with just it's not so much Tom Brady. It's just everybody acts like he's Jesus, and everybody, the teammates, ain't got nothing to do with it. The coaching has nothing to do with it. He is the center of attention, even when a team wins, and that annoys
Tom Brady. Tom Brady is the John Cena of the NFL.
Oh God! Wow.
He comes in and he goes to another team in an instant championship, man. I'm telling you, he's the most protected player in the league. Plain and simple.
Yeah.
So on that note, Brian Shaw, it is what it is. He said he want to see y'all reaction after the game. Dude, we don't get into we understand it's a prediction, man. Who cares? We gonna say this is Atlanta Falcons Nation.
Get out your feelings, man. You need to be kicked in the nuts. You have been acting like a damn woman.
I need to see y'all feel it.
Like, bro, calm down. It's just a prediction, okay?
Yeah. The thing is, we ride or die. We ride or die with our team no matter what. Plain and simple. That's why we on this show. That's why we have this, this podcast. If you want to do your own thing, do your own thing. That's cool. I ain't hating nothing like that. But
what do you want us to say? What are Falcons fans supposed to say? Oh God!
What you normally hear on social media?
Oh Jesus!
No, what you normally hear on social media. That's what it is. That's what they want to hear. It's like they want 3 or 4 Stephen A. Smiths on here. That's going to say the worst about our team, week in and week out.
And he don't even do that about the Steelers. He don't down talk the Steelers like that.
Nah. Mike Tomlin is like his cousin or something like that. The way he talk about him.
Yeah, that's BS, bro.
But on that note, hey, it is what it is, man. Just like John Davis said, he's going to troll until we shut him up, until we beat him. plain and simple. This is Atlanta Falcons Nation from Magnus. Jumpman T, follow Twisted Torch TV. J Rock, follow him. J Rock on YouTube. Mad Mike, follow Atlanta Falcons Nation. If you ain't down with the three of us, the three kings, the
Twitch.
regulators, like, share, and subscribe. See you after the game tomorrow.